This is the lesson activity for lesson 5 for college algebra. Number 1, you're choosing between two texting plans. Plan A has a monthly fee of $20 and a charge of 5 cents per text. Plan B has a monthly fee of $5 with a charge of 10 cents per text. Both plans include photo and video for text. For how many text messages will the cost for the two plans be the same? Okay, the question, how many text messages? So the answer is going to be a number of text messages that makes the two plans have the same cost. So let's define a variable to answer the question. X will be number of text messages. Write all other unknown quantities in terms of this variable. So we're going to have cost for company 1, and that would be $20 plus 5 cents for every text message. So you multiply 0.05 times the number of text messages, which is X. And then cost for company 2 is going to be $5 plus 10 cents for every text message. So 0.1 times the number of text messages, and then add that to the 5. What equals what? So I want to know when the costs of the two plans are the same. So I want to know, when does cost for company 1 equal the cost for company 2? And so I set them equal. 20 plus 0.05x equals 5 plus 0.1x. And then I'm going to solve. Subtract 5 from both sides and I get 15. Subtract 0.05x from both sides and I get 0.05x. Divide both sides by 0.05. And we get x equals 15 over 0.05, which is 300. Finally, make sure we answer the question. How many text messages will the cost for the two plans be the same? I defined my variable to be the answer to the question, so this is 300 text messages. So I would say 300 text messages makes the two plans cost the same amount. Check your answer using the original wording of the problem. So I want to just check. Okay, so $20 plus 5 cents per text. So I would say, well, 5 cents times 300, that's $15, and then add the $20 and I get $35. So I would say, okay, so the cost for company 1, that would be 20 plus 0.05 times 300, and that comes out to $35. The cost for company 2 is $5 plus 10 cents for each of the 300 texts, and we do that in the calculator and we get $35. Okay, so it does cost the same amount when you have 300 texts. And I already wrote my sentence that answers the question up here. Number 2, the selling price of a refrigerator is $584. So you walked into like Home Depot or whatever, the refrigerator price listed is $584. That represents a markup of 25% of the dealer's cost. So Home Depot bought that fridge from like, I don't know, Whirlpool or something. And they bought it for something less than $584. They increased that number by 25% to get $584. What is the dealer's cost of the refrigerator? Okay. So to understand the problem, you need to know the relationship between dealer's cost and selling price. So the selling price is greater than the dealer's cost, right? So Home Depot is going to sell it for more than they bought it for. So the selling price is what you would pay. Dealer's cost is what Home Depot paid. And then the dealer's cost is greater than the selling price? No. Okay, so A is the correct answer here. Okay, the selling price is greater than the dealer's cost. All right, so now we're going to define some variables. Determine what quantity you're being asked, and we're going to define a variable to be the answer to the question, right? So what is the dealer's cost? Okay, so X is going to be the dealer's cost. This is how much Home Depot paid for the fridge. So 0.25x, that's going to be how much they increased the price by. That's the markup. This is the additional cost that's passed to the final buyer. All right, what equals what? So we need to figure out what equals what. So I know that the final customer, you in Home Depot, is going to pay $584. Okay, so the final cost is the dealer's cost, right? You have to pay at least as much as they paid, plus the markup. Okay, so we know the final cost is $584. And the dealer's cost, we let that be X. And then the markup is the additional cost, 0.25x. Okay, and then we solve. Combine like terms on the right. So I have 584 equals 1.25x, because there's a little hidden 1 there. And then if I divide both sides by 1.25, I get x equals 584 divided by 1.25 is $467.20. That is the dealer's cost. Number 3, your local computer store is having a terrific sale on digital cameras. After a 40% reduction, you purchase a digital camera for $276. We're going to define the following algebraic expressions using a quantity word like price and a unit word like dollars, and solve an appropriate equation to find the original price of the camera. So you bought it on sale, $276. That was 40% off. So what was it before? You want to be able to like brag to your friends, you know, oh, the original cost was blah, but I got it for 40% off, which was $276. So what is that blah, right? So we're going to call this the original. The unknown thing is the original price of the camera, and we'll call it X. 40% off is the discount. That's how much we reduced the price by. And so our equation is what equals what? Well, we'll say final cost is the original cost minus the discount. So my final cost was $276. The original cost we said would be X. The discount is 0.4x, and now I just solve this for X. So 276 equals 1x minus 0.4x is 0.6x, and then divide both sides by 0.6, and I get X equals 460. $460 is the original price of the camera. Number 4, fast food chains are advertising their new and improved salads, but how do they measure up in terms of calories? Taco Bell's Express Taco Salad is 125 calories more than Burger King's Chicken Caesar Salad, and Wendy's Mandarin Chicken Salad is 95 calories more than Burger King's Chicken Caesar Salad. So combined, the 3 salads contain 1,705 calories. Determine the number of calories in each salad. Woo, okay. So first, identify the question. Okay. Determine the number of calories in each salad. So we have 3 salads. So I'm going to write them down and define expressions for each of them. So we have Taco Bell. We'll call that TB. And we have Burger King, BK. And we have Wendy's, W. So now we'll read a little more carefully and try to fill in expressions for each of the 3 salads. So it says Taco Bell is 125 calories more than Burger King. So if I knew how many calories Burger King was, I could add 125 to it and I'd get the Taco Bell calories. Okay, so I'm going to let Burger King be X. We don't know what it is, but I know that if I add 125 to it, I get the number of calories in the Taco Bell salad. And then continue reading. Wendy's is 95 calories more than Burger King. So if you know Burger King, add 95, you get Wendy's. So Wendy's is going to be X plus 95. And then we set up an equation by asking ourselves what equals what. So they told me here that combined, the 3 salads contain 1,705 calories. So combined, that means add them all together. So if I add them all up, x plus 125 plus x plus 95, I get 1,705 calories. And then I solve this equation for x. So combine like terms on the left, and I have 3x equals 1 plus 120 equals 1,705. Oh, that's not 120. 125 plus 95 is 220. Okay, so then we do 1705 minus 220, which is 1485. So 3x equals 1,485. Divide both sides by 3, and we get x is 495. Okay, that is the number of calories in the Burger King salad, because remember I let BK be x. So I'm just going to go back and put the calories here. So this is 495 for Burger King. Add 95 to that, and I'll have Wendy's, which is 590. And do 495 plus 125, and that gives me the Taco Bell salad, 620. So those are our final calorie counts for each salad. Number 5, the length of an American football field is 200 feet more than the width. If the perimeter is 1,040 feet, what are its dimensions? So hint, draw a diagram and label the length and the width. So football field is a rectangle, and the length is 200 more than the width. So here's the width. The length is longer by 200, so I add 200. And then what equals what? The perimeter is 1,040, so perimeter equals W plus 200 plus W plus W plus 200. Add up all 4 sides, that gives you the perimeter. And we know that that's 1,040. And when I combine like terms here, I have 4 W's. 200 plus 200 is 400. And then I'm just going to solve for the width. So subtract 400 from both sides. And we get 640. Divide both sides by 4. And we get that the width is 160. And that means that the length is 200 more than that, so we add 200, and I get 360. The units on these were feet. Number 6, this one is optional. Feel free to move on to the next lesson if you are not interested. You have $3,000 to invest in 2 accounts, paying 2% and 3.5% annual interest. If X represents the amount you invested in the 2% account, what's an algebraic expression that represents the amount you invested in the 3.5% account? So you took your $3,000, you put some of it in account 1 and some of it in account 2. If X is the amount in account 1, so X is amount in account 1, which is the 2% account, then the rest is in account 2. So you have a total of 3,000. So 3,000 minus what you already invested, this is the amount in account 2 that earns 3.5%. Then we want to write an algebraic expression, so not an equation, just an expression, for the amount of annual interest earned in the account paying 2%. So we have X dollars in that account, and we earn 2% interest, so we take 2% and multiply by X. And then an expression for the amount of annual interest in the other account, in account 2, we say, well, take the amount of money you have in there, which is 3,000 minus X, right? Everything else after the amount you put in account 1. And I need to multiply this by the interest rate, 0.035. So that was just a little warm up to solving questions that involve investments. We'll do a full question next. So let's say you have a total of $5,000. You're investing in 2 distinct funds, okay, 2 different accounts. One investing in stocks, one investing in bonds. At the end of the year, the fund investing in bonds has made 5% interest, and the one investing in stocks increased by 8%. So at the end of the year, the total amount of interest earned from the 2 accounts is $295. How much was invested in bonds and how much was invested in stocks? So I'm going to say, well, let's see. We have some in bonds and we have some in stocks. This is the question. How much was in each of these? So give one of them an expression to be unknown, to be solved for. We'll call it X. So say we put X dollars in bonds. All the rest of our money is going into stocks. So we take our $5,000, subtract out what we already invested in bonds. All the rest is going into stocks. 5,000 minus X. Okay, so our interest earned was $295. So I'm going to say interest earned total interest is bond interest plus stock interest. So we earned interest on both of these. And when we add them together, we get our total interest. So we know the total interest is $295. Okay. Our bonds made 5% interest. Okay. So we take 0.05 and we multiply by the amount of money we had in bonds. And then our stocks make 8% interest. So we take 0.08, 8% interest, multiply by the amount of money we invested in there, 5,000 minus X. And then we can solve this equation for X. So 295 equals 0.05X plus 0.08 times 5,000, distributing, and I get 400 minus 0.08X. So 295 minus 400 is negative 105. And 0.05 minus 0.08 is negative 0.03x. Divide both sides by negative 0.03, and we get 3,500. So x is 3,500. So that's how much we put in bonds. Okay, so because x was the amount we put in bonds, so this is 3,500 in bonds. And then the rest of our money went to stocks. So we do 5,000 minus 3,500, and we get 1,500 in stocks.